What about those who don't hear the gospel? Are they automatically going to hell? Is there any chance that we'll see them in heaven? This is the Vegapod, and on this channel, we'll look at issues through a biblical lens. Now, I think it's an important question for us to consider, and I think we should look at Romans 1, verses 19 and 20. So let me go ahead and share my screen. All right. Verse 19, and this is the ESV. For what can be known about God is plain to them, because God has shown it to them. For his invisible attributes, namely his eternal power and divine nature, have been clearly perceived ever since the creation of the world and the things that have been made. So they are without excuse. I think this shows us that the Lord has revealed plenty of himself. People are without excuse, even those that don't hear the gospel or don't know, the message of Jesus per se. There's plenty of evidence that points them to God. We hear all these stories, right? You hear about these Muslims who have dreams. Jesus appears in their dreams and they give their life to him, right? They turn from, practicing Islam to following Christianity, right? Or should I say, following Jesus. And we see this, in other cultures and other areas as well. Now, I think it's another passage that's important for us to look at is Genesis 12. And here, and I think this is Genesis 12, verse 1 in the ESV. This is God's call to Abraham. The Lord said to Abram, go from your country, your people, and your father's household, and to the land I will show you. It's important for us, and we can't just overlook this. We see how Abram was steeped in a culture of, polytheism, idolatry. Yet God calls him, and he leaves that, and he gives his life over to following Yahweh, following God. And this is how Josephus describes it. And this is in chapter 7 of the Antiquities of the Jews. Here's what he says. This is his opinion. His opinion, was derived from the irregular phenomena that were visible both at land and sea. And this is Josephus talking about Abram, as well as those that happened to the sun and moon and all the heavenly bodies. Thus, if, said he, these bodies had power of their own, they will certainly take care of their own regular motions. But since they do not preserve such regularity, they make it plain that insofar as they cooperate to our advantage, they do it not of their own abilities, but as they are subservient to him that commands them, to whom alone we ought justly to offer our honor and thanksgiving. So we see clearly here that Josephus is emphasizing what we see in the scriptures. Abram is in a culture steeped in paganism, idolatry, right? Polytheism. God calls him out of there. And as he observes, you know, the planets and space, he notices, hey, if these things were really under their own power, they would be able to kind of command which way they go. Yet they seem to be set in precise spots, precise locations, and they are seen to be subservient to something greater than them.